Hi guys, welcome back. It's Mrs. Peterson, that lady who teaches art, and this is part 3 of our 2-point perspective cityscape drawing. We are going to be adding shading now to finish this drawing off. So the first thing I want to do is go to my horizon line and realize that in real life the horizon line usually isn't just straight across. So I'm going to add just a little bit of a bump to both of those, and I'm going to shade that in. A lot of times off in the distance there will be a stand of trees or something like that. I'm not going to make it very dark, but I'm just going to give it like a middle gray color. And those trees might look really dark if I was up close, but since they're so far away, there's going to be a lot of atmospheric graying where there's particles in between me and whatever it is I'm trying to view, so I can't see the true color and the true dark values of that. Everything just gets a little bit gray. You also can't see the true white values way back there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing over here. Shade in. For the sake of today's drawing, we are going to just give our sky just a really light gray shade. I'm just going to really quickly use my pencil on the side using a hatching method. And just fill that in. If you get a little bit on the building like I just did, you can always come back. Sometimes students want to draw like the sunshine on their piece, and a couple of things that I don't like about that. Number one, they'll, well, first of all, not draw a perfect circle. So if you're going to put a sun on there, make sure it's a perfect circle. Definitely don't draw fake looking sun rays off. And don't give it a very dark outline. In real life, there's no outline around the sun. All we see is an empty white space, or really white, bright white space for the sun, and then the sky is just a darker shade if I were to take a black and white photo. So definitely don't give yourself a dark outline. If anything, I would shade on lightly and then just erase out a circle for your sun. But our sun is not going to be seen back here because we want to put it in a different spot so that we can shade these buildings and see what is happening to them. Okay, so now we're going to pretend that the sun is on this side of our piece, right here, shining towards these buildings in the front. So the sides of these back here are not going to get as much, and the side of this building is not going to get as much. So let's pretend that this building right here is a light gray color, a little bit darker than our sky. I'm going to leave that garage door white for the moment. Whole front. Notice I'm trying to keep my shading going the same direction. That'll be a lot easier when I go back and blend it then to make it all look like it's fitting. I just want this to be darker than my sky so it stands out. As I come back to where I was just drawing, keeping those lines going the same direction. And if I need to just finish off the edge lightly, I certainly can. Okay, now if the sun is on this side shining towards the front of this building, then this side is going to be just a little bit darker. It's not getting as much sun. So even though the building is made up of the same material, on this side it's going to be just a wee bit darker. Kind of traced around all the outside so that it just blend right into it. Yeah, in the next building, I am going to really give this a shade even darker than what I just did. I may end up needing to go back and darken my lines. And if I shade a different direction on this building, that will also help your eye to see that it's different. Doesn't matter how you hold your paper when you're shading. Do whatever feels comfortable. Okay, so now I need to go back and really darken in those lines that I made. So that we can see those details. And if you're not tracing exactly over where you just were, you're going to want to make sure that your ruler is lined up with the top of your paper. And then these were like every centimeter. I cannot see them now, so I'm going to go back and add those. Okay. So from those little dashes I just made, I'm going to go back towards my vanishing point, and I'm going to give myself that dark line over top. Nice checkerboard pattern again. The side of my hand isn't getting too dirty yet, so just keep checking that. Make sure if yours is, you go and wash your hands so that it doesn't destroy your work. See those details on there now. Okay, let's go to this building. Let's say that this is a white building. This side would be white. Maybe these doors are darker. But the other side is going to be getting less light, so this side needs to be shaded in lightly. Just my paper so that I don't end up getting pencil all over myself. I'm just going to do cross hatching. Come back to this corner and crisscross over those lightly. And then blend it out. They'll be better. Okay, this side is going to be getting more light. This side is going to be getting less light. So if I said this is a light gray building, then that would mean that the side with my details is actually going to be darker than that. It is going to get grayer as it goes back. Especially as it gets super close to the vanishing point there, so. Okay, I want to lighten this up just a little bit. You can use my eraser to blend too. I don't know if you've ever done that, but I like that technique. All right, and then use my finger. Make sure you clean up your finger after you're done so that you don't get in trouble for getting pencil over your parents' house. And then let's talk about the road. The road is going to be the darkest thing that I have, except for not the line there. I'm going to color this as dark as I can with my pencil. And stay out of that middle line that we made. As you get closer to your vanishing point, you're going to just let up a little bit on your pressure so that it's not as dark the entire way. You're probably sick of hearing me say it, but because of atmospheric grain. Make sure you stay outside of that middle line and under the curb. Okay, do the same thing down here on both sides, and then I'm not going to sit here and do that for you. I'm going to go on and do the grass, and then you can see a picture when it's all done. So then my grass is going to be pretty dark, but it's not as dark as my road. So I'm going to give that dark gray shade. And again, it's going to be darker down here in the front and middle, and it's just going to get slightly lighter as it goes back. Okay? Don't forget to fill in grass back here, here, and do both sides of the road. And I will show you a picture of my finished product. When you're done, make sure that you write your name, your grade, and the date, and then send me a picture of it. All right, guys, I can't wait to see what you create.